good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, we're gonna have a real good card on February 22nd. The dude, Turk out there in Saudi Arabia, he got a stacked card, but I think Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield gonna be one of the best fights on that card. I really do. I think the young boy gonna come in there and fight real hard, but I think what happened with Shakur Stevens, cause Shakur Stevenson don't get the credit he deserves. The man is the real deal. I mean, the boy can fight. I think what happened with Shakur is Top Rank, and Top Rank ain't a bad promotional company, but they didn't do him right. As far as the promotion and promoting him as a fighter. When they first got him, when he first signed, it started off real good. It really did. It started off great. But I think after his first couple of fights, they got Lomachenko, and then they got Tyson Fury. Once Bob Arum got Loma and Tyson Fury, he actually didn't care about nobody else. It seemed like Terrence Crawford, he started getting the short end of the stick. Shakur ain't the only one that he kind of did like that, and he was so focused on Lomachenko and building him up as this big star. He got Lomachenko all the big fights, without having to go through what these guys doing all these shows. Lomachenko came in the game fighting. He said what he wanted, and Bob Arum gave it to him. He lost that fight with Salido, and they still put him right back in with Gary Russell. Now, to Lomachenko credit, he was taking care of business, but that's what kind of stifled Shakur Stevenson's popularity on the promotion side, because he was the top-ranked fighter. But if he didn't go out here and promote himself on YouTube until he had a fight, they really didn't talk about him that much. Every time you saw Bob Arum, he was talking about Lomachenko and Tyson Fury. And that's one of the reasons, I believe, why Shakur didn't re-sign. That was one of the reasons why Terrence Crawford left at the time, because they forgot about everybody. I mean, Lomachenko, and it ain't like Lomachenko wasn't nice, but that's where his focus was at. If people can remember how things was going back then. So I think the lack of promotion Shakur Stevenson got in his when he was at 126 and 130, getting titles and having his bigger, better fights, it just wasn't a lot of eyes on it, because they wasn't promoting it like that, like they should have. I mean, and I think he used to even say that, and so I think wasn't no surprise to me that he took the fight. I was more surprised that Floyd Sr. was as serious as he was about it, but that gave me confidence in the youngin, because I just don't see his father putting him out there like that, and him not being ready. And they all been in the gyms together, all these guys, the coaches, the fighters, so everybody got a good idea about what each other can do to some degree. I feel like I'm a fan of both fighters. I feel like Shakur gonna have the advantage as far as experience and just boxing skills, but once again, hard work and power and pressure can overcome skills. A lot of times, if you can if he can, because Floyd Schofield is a highly skilled fighter as well, but he's not nearly as experienced as Shakur is, just from the amateur career on up, and that would be the advantage for Shakur. But I truly believe if he come in there with a "I'm gonna knock this dude out" mentality, and stay on Shakur, I mean, keep the pressure on him and keep him uncomfortable in the ring, anything, he got a good chance of winning this fight. Sometimes it can hurt fighters fighting these lesser fighters, and then you get a young hungry dog in there with you, and you gotta all of a sudden bite down. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a damn good fight. I think it's gonna be a close fight, and I think somebody gonna get knocked out. I think, put it like this, I don't think Shakur will be able to box his way to a decision against this dude like he did a lot of other people, because I don't think one thing I could Floyd Senior is definitely the alpha over there, and his son is gonna do what his father tell him to do, and his pops is gonna at some point tell him, look, son, you gotta go get this dude, and Youngin gonna try to come get him, and it's gonna be they're gonna get busy in there. I don't see no way around it. I see some big punches flying in there, and Shakur gonna have to take some too. That boy ain't gonna be in there and not land nothing. I mean, he gonna get shots off too, and if he go to the body, if he focus on the body early, anything can happen late. If he really come in there and focus on that body and keep that pressure on him, and he can take Shakur shots, it could be real interesting late. But I feel like there's been a lot of disrespect going Shakur way to some degree. Not as far as from Floyd Senior and his son, but the boxing community in general. It seems like people kind of, it just seems like they got a bad opinion of him, and the bottom line is styles make fights. Uh, he didn't look good against De Los Santos. That shit do happen sometimes. I mean, that's one thing about boxing. It ain't like a basketball game or football where next week you get to, you can go, you get another game tomorrow. If you have a bad night, everybody gonna remember that bad night till you get back in the ring again and have a good night. And the sad thing about boxing, it could be anywhere from 4 months to a year and a half, 2 years before a guy get back in the ring nowadays. And I think that's all it is. He done had a couple of lackluster performances, and part of that, I believe, is the level of competition that he fighting. I feel like sometimes, and I say this for Boots too to some degree, it's really hard to get up for these dudes that you gonna beat, that you really ain't got no business fighting, but just the fight that you getting, and I think a lot of times they say they train hard, but they know they not, because they don't see no danger in their opponent. This fight gonna be different. Floyd Schofield can fight, and Shakur and them know it, and that boy can punch. And one thing about him, it could be good and bad. If he get mad, he finna let him go. Once he get pissed off or he get caught good, he finna let his hands go. That's one thing about him. Once you piss him off, he finna step and bring them big shots. And his shots is kind of wide, so I'm sure Shakur gonna be waiting on that and trying to come straight up the middle with his. But I saw some things in that last fight the youngin had, even though he got knocked down. That knockdown don't mean nothing to me. Felix Trinidad was one of my favorite fighters, and he stayed getting knocked down. That shit didn't mean nothing. He get right back up and get busy. Some people have a balance issue. Some people just they don't get their feet set right, and when that's the case, and you throwing punches, a guy counter you right, you're gonna go down. A lot of times they be balanced with certain dudes when they fall down. It don't necessarily be that they hurt, but they got caught with a good punch and they was in the wrong position, and sometimes you go down. That's what I think it be a lot of times, and sometimes you just didn't see a good shot and a smart fighter. You done got buzz, and sometimes it's the right thing to do. Take that knee. I like that about Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman knew when to take a knee and when not to. And sometimes it's time to pause this action, or you gonna fuck around and lose the fight. I'd rather take a knee and get an 8 count than sit up there and try to be macho and let this dude knock me out. And I know I ain't all the way there yet. Go and get them little 8 seconds. And clear your head sometimes is needed. That's there, taking a knee. Smart fighters will do it when they need to. Sometimes that's what it called for. But yeah, man, that's gonna be a good fight. Floyd Schofield and Shakur Stevenson. I like that fight a lot, and I really believe it's not Shakur's fault that Top Rank spent focus more on Loma Chico during the time he was with them than anybody else, and that's what hurt his popularity. That's what messing up the money with him and Tank. Because had they treated Shakur like they treated Loma Chico, we probably could have been had to fight with him and Tank, cause Shakur could have got what he know he deserved to take a fight like that. I don't blame him for not going in there and fighting Tank for short money. Tank hitting hard, and Tank can hurt you. So everything on the line in that fight. So I don't blame him. I would have to get paid right too. So I ain't never mad at him about that situation. The problem was his past promoter didn't do their job like they should have with him, and now he out here having to do it for himself. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Till the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.